Hi guys, if you are seeing me for the first time, my name is Olori Lara. I live here in Lagos, Nigeria, and I'll be talking about love, faith, business, and everything relating to women in general. Today, I want to talk about an issue that is going on presently in this country, and it is the issue of price of things going up every day. Price of things are just going up every day. If you buy something of 2,000 naira today, by the time you go there in the next 2 days, it will be 2,200. By the time you go in the next 2 weeks, it will be 2,500. Things are just like that for some times now. We don't even know where the country is going. Meanwhile, there's no job anywhere. We can see a lot of our graduates roaming about the streets looking for a job, and nothing is forthcoming. And this is what bring about this my talk today. That probably we should try some other things, like making our children, our young ones, learning different kind of trade or handwork today, even while they go to school. There's a word that says catch them young. Why can't we just try something like that now? Like our children that are already in secondary school, in junior secondary, senior secondary, why can't we just engage them in learning a trade or one handwork or the other, like fashion designing, hairdressing, and knitting, and catering, and the rest of them? Because I discovered that these days, many of our youth, they finish higher institution, they go for youth service, and when they come back, they start looking for a job, and after some times, when they are unable to get the job, they go back to learn. You now see a graduate coming back to learn from someone that has not even gone to school at all, who has been a pro in the trade. So I want to encourage us today. Why can't we just register our children, let's say from age 13, 14 and upward? Let's put them where they will learn. Let's ask them the kind of artwork they would like to learn. If it's fashion designing, if it's hairdressing, and for boys, like computer training, computer technician, electrical, electronics repairing, different kind of things that we can train them on, that they can learn even while they are going to school. Like when they come back in the afternoon, instead of them roaming about or playing, watching cartoons at home, doing all sorts of things, why can't we just engage them? Let them learn this handwork, or probably even during weekends. Let's engage them. Let's make them busy with something profitable. Let them learn things. All this kind of thing that they learn, even when they get to school, many of these things will still be useful for them. Like a child that learns how to make hair now, probably when she gets to school, at her leisure, she can decide to be making hair for her friends, her colleagues, her roommates, and the rest of them, and be making small cash, instead of them finishing an institution after youth service and they now start coming back to come and learn. By this time, if they have learned one thing or the other, and after youth service, while they are looking for a job, they can just venture into that thing that they have already learned. They can start from there and be doing something that will be fetching them cash. If peradventure the job they are looking for now comes forth, good. And if not, at least they will not be idle. They will not just be sitting at home, not doing anything. I can't imagine seeing a grown-up lady, a lady of 20 and above, not doing anything, sitting down at home, looking for one thing, one job or the other that is not even available. Our youth these days are really suffering. I can't imagine. They are really suffering. How can you imagine a child that has gone to school, primary school, secondary school, university or polytechnic, and after the end of the day, there will not be anything to do, and probably he or she now see something like maybe teaching, where they will be offering to pay like maybe 20,000 or 15,000, and you now see a graduate that will say, let me do it, instead of sitting down at home. I can't imagine a graduate, and they are still there till today. I can tell you for sure, I served in 2006. And I still have my mate that we did youth service together that is teaching today and still earning 20,000. When I see this kind of thing, is something that makes me feel so sad within myself, because I know myself as a person that I cannot stoop so low and work and be earning 20,000, because I know that if I work by myself and for myself, I can have something more than 20,000 and I still have my time for myself. How will I go and work for someone and the person will be using me anyhow, and at the end of the month the person will offer me 20,000? Like I said, that I have a mate that is still earning 20,000 in teaching, and you know what? Most of the time, probably there's something that happens, whether she's not feeling fine or she has somewhere important to go and she's not able to go to school, her salary will be deducted. At the end of the month, her salary will be deducted. So what are we now talking about? So if from that 20,000 something is still being deducted from me, what is now remaining? I'm not just making mouth about this. It's something that I did myself. While I was in school, I was just thinking that probably if I finish and there's no job to do, what will I do? Will I come back and still be sitting down at home? What will I do? I learned different kind of things. I will not tell you lie. I learned a lot of things. I learned fashion designing while I was 7. I learned fashion designing. Even after my NYSC, I still stay to finish my learning. I learned fashion designing. I learned catering. I learned a lot of things. I can make hair. I can do a lot of things. I'm not just bragging about it. And I was like, probably after I finish school and there's nothing, at least I can start doing any of these things. But to the glory of God, I was still able to get a job. It's just a plus. It's just a plus if you know how to do some little things. It's just a plus for you, even though you are able to get a job to do. It's a plus. So I'm encouraging us these days that we should help our children, our young ones, our siblings that are in school, in secondary school. Let them learn something. All these businesses are lucrative today. You can imagine giving an Ankara to a tailor to sew for you, and they will be charging like 4,000, 5,000 to sew you a skirt and blouse. Let me tell you, even if you are not doing it for anybody, if you have your machine and you are sewing for yourself, that money you give to tailor, you keep it in your pocket. You use it for something else. What about hair making? Hair making, they charge much these days. They charge a lot these days. Ordinary fixing, except if you go to all these local hairdressers. If you go to hairdresser that knows how to make hair and they have a lot of customers, they charge higher. Because even you getting there yourself, you will see crowd that will be waiting to make their hair. So they even want to discharge some people to go so that they'll be able to attend to the field that they are able to attend to. So if you learn this kind of thing, you'll be making money. What about if you know how to make hair? You'll be able to make hair for your children at home. Unlike when you don't know how to even turn your hand, and every weekend you take your children to the salon to make their hair. Even the little time that you need to rest at home or to do one thing or the other, excuse me, you still use that time to take your children to the salon and stay with them. And stay with them to make their hair so that you still bring them back home. And there was a lady that traveled out of the country, and when they got to where they eventually went to, there was a time that the daughter wanted to make her hair, and she took the girl to the salon. When they told her the amount she would pay, she quickly converted it to naira, and you know what? It was 16,000 naira. Imagine that. How will I count money here in Nigeria and I'll take a child to the salon and pay 16,000? For what now? Even someone that is getting married, a bride that is getting married self, cannot just drop that money just like that and pay 16,000 naira to make it. Not to not talk of a little girl that is still going to school. The hair that she will not even carry more than, let's say, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. So if a child makes hair for 2 weeks or 3 weeks and you lose it, you still take the child to the salon again to make hair. Do you know how much you'll be saving if you know how to make hair? The lady was forced to make the hair for that girl that day because she couldn't just imagine paying that kind of money to make her daughter's hair. The little way she knows how to do it, she made the hair, and to say it, the hair was at least a bit okay. So if she can just try from there and continue making the hair, before you know it, she will not even have any need to go to the salon to make the daughter's hair again. So there are a lot of things that we can encourage our children to do these days. A lot of them, even drum beating is something that is fetching money. If you have a child, a son that knows how to beat drum, what about all these all these musical organs that you can engage your children to learn? If you can buy the instrument, good. You can buy it, then employ someone that will come and teach your children at home. All this piano, guitar, flutes, and the rest of them. They even make use of it in the church, in churches. So if your child know how to do all this kind of thing, it's a plus. Even if the child eventually finish school and gets a job immediately, it's still a plus that you know how to do some things, apart from what you have gone to school to study. So let's encourage our children to learn one thing or the other. By you asking them, you know that there are some children that even have interest, but they don't even want to talk about it. They are even thinking probably maybe when they finish school, they will learn it. But by the time you ask them that, do you feel like learning something? You will hear that some children, they will tell you that, mommy, I would like to learn this. Mommy, I would like to learn that. And from there, you can just make them, register them, engage them. And it will help them in the future. Because these days, you see a lot of children, when they come back from school, they start roaming about the streets, they go to their friends. Some even say they are going to lesson, they go here and there, they go to, most time you see them, they go to cyber cafe, they go and be browsing. At times, you see them at home watching movies, watching cartoons, different kind of things. Why can't we just engage them? Let's encourage them. Let's encourage them to be productive, to find something doing. It will help them. It will help with the parents as well. A child that knows how to do something, when he or she gets to school, the rate at which he or she will be demanding for money will be different from the person that cannot even do anything. So I encourage mothers these days. Let's encourage our children to be busy with something profitable. It helps them and it helps us too. If you find this my video interesting, why don't you join me some other time when we have some other important things to discuss that will help us, that will help our family. Thank you and God bless you.